Hi everyone. I'm Rohan.
And I'm Priya. Welcome to Class 10 Science, Chapter 1.
Today's chapter is Chemical Reactions and Equations, a very important chapter for your exams.
Let's get started.
Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a chemical reaction?
A chemical reaction happens when substances called reactants change into new substances called products.
You can spot a chemical reaction by clues like a change in color, a gas forming, a bad smell, or heat being given out.
For example, when an iron nail is left in the open, it slowly turns reddish-brown. That's rusting, a chemical reaction.
Let's explore this chapter step by step.
Hi class, I'm Priya, and today I'll teach you about chemical equations. A chemical equation is a short way of writing a chemical reaction using symbols and formulas. For example, magnesium burns in oxygen to form magnesium oxide, Mg plus O2 gives MgO. But wait, count the oxygen atoms. There are 2 on the left but only 1 on the right. This equation is unbalanced. To balance it, we adjust the numbers in front of each formula, without changing the formulas themselves. Now it becomes 2 mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO. Count again, it's balanced. This follows the law of conservation of mass. Matter can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction.
Thanks Priya. Hi again, I'm Rohan, and now let's look at the different types of chemical reactions. First, a combination reaction. 2 or more substances combine to form one single product. For example, calcium oxide reacts with water to form calcium hydroxide. Next, a decomposition reaction. One compound breaks down into 2 or more simpler substances. For example, heating calcium carbonate gives calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Then, a displacement reaction. A more reactive element pushes out a less reactive element from its compound. For example, iron displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. And finally, a double displacement reaction. 2 compounds exchange ions to form 2 new compounds. For example, sodium sulfate reacts with barium chloride to form a white precipitate of barium sulfate. These 4 types cover almost every reaction you'll see in this chapter.
Let's talk about oxidation and reduction, often called redox reactions.
Oxidation means a substance gains oxygen or loses hydrogen. Reduction means it loses oxygen or gains hydrogen.
For example, copper oxide reacts with hydrogen to give copper and water. Here, copper oxide is reduced, and hydrogen is oxidized.
This kind of oxidation also happens in daily life. It's called corrosion.
Corrosion is when metals are slowly eaten away by moisture and gases around them, like rusting of iron or tarnishing of silver.
Oxidation also affects our food. When fats and oils in food get oxidized, they turn rancid. That's called rancidity.
We prevent rancidity using airtight containers, refrigeration, antioxidants, or by packing snacks with nitrogen gas. Let's quickly recap Chapter 1.
A balanced chemical equation follows the law of conservation of mass.
There are 4 main types: combination, decomposition, displacement, and double displacement.
Oxidation means gaining oxygen or losing hydrogen, and it shows up in daily life as corrosion and rancidity.
Great job! Now let's practice with some questions.